From the L28 studio here in Lancaster, California, I'm Ryan Mitchell.
And I'm Angel Stephenson.
On this episode of L28 News, a closer look at Measure YM, which could retain millions of dollars in annual sales tax revenue right here in the city of Lancaster. We take a visit to Owen Memorial Park for the 31st annual Bark at the Park event, coverage of Lucky Luke Brew Pub's 4th annual Tour de Luke charity ride, and a look back at this year's Antelope Valley Walls event, which brought 5 new public murals to our city.
Afterwards, the Lancaster Community Center hosts its 2nd annual Starry Night Soiree, complete with food, games, and more. And L28 visits Rocket Fizz on Lancaster Boulevard, which recently opened its doors, followed by the conclusion of the summer concert series, as the band Wildside took over the stage with their electric performance, and a recap of Friday Night Lights as Lancaster Baptist takes on Calvary Chapel.
Measure YM, which will appear on the ballot in the upcoming November 5th general election, proposes to change how tax revenue is allocated in Lancaster. Currently, residents of Lancaster contribute around $7 million annually through a county-wide quarter-cent sales tax established under Measure H. Of that amount, only $1.4 million is returned to the city, with the rest going to Los Angeles County for broader distribution. If passed, Measure YM would allow Lancaster to retain the full $7 million in sales tax revenue, giving the city greater control over how those funds are spent. The additional revenue could be directed towards a range of local services, including enhancing public safety efforts, maintaining street and public spaces, and funding programs that benefit veterans, seniors, and small businesses. Supporters of Measure YM argue that keeping more tax dollars in Lancaster will enable the city to better address its own needs, rather than relying on limited allocations from the county. They believe this shift could improve services and infrastructure over time. However, some critics may be concerned about the potential impact on county-wide services that also benefit the community. The measure presents a key decision for Lancaster residents about the distribution of local tax dollars and how they should be allocated to address community priorities. Residents will have the opportunity to vote on Measure YM in November and decide whether this change aligns with their vision for the city's future. To stay up to date with the latest news happening in the city, be sure to keep it locked in to L28 News.
This year's annual Bark at the Park event returned to Sergeant Steve Owen Memorial Park, bringing together the community and their furry friends for a fun-filled day. The beloved event offered free resources, a raffle supporting local animal shelters in Lancaster and Palmdale, and a chance for pets to socialize and enjoy the outdoors. Bark at the Park continues to be a favorite for pet lovers, offering entertainment, activities, and valuable support for local animal welfare. Let's head to the 31st annual Bark at the Park and get to learn more about the furry friends in attendance.
Diane.
Hello, everyone. It's Angel Stephenson from L28 News, and we are here at Sergeant Steve Owen Memorial Park for the 31st annual Bark at the Park. Let's talk to some furry friends, meet some of the vendors, and see what all the hype is about. The 31st annual Bark at the Park drew a large crowd to the communal space as leashed dogs of various breeds got the chance to get out of the house for a day dedicated to them. There was over a dozen booths that sold various items, including pet-safe candles, treats, leashes, clothes, and more. All things catered to beloved four-legged companions. One of the highlights of the Bark at the Park event was the raffle, which had a wide variety of baskets the guests could choose from. All of the proceeds earned will be put back into animal shelters across Lancaster and Palmdale, further supporting furry friends in the community. During the event, L28 had the opportunity to speak with Sandra O'Connell, the Director of Community Effort Animal Rescue based out of Little Rock. O'Connell shares a bit of background about the rescue and how viewers can show their support. Let's take a look.
So this is our 7th year here, and we love being here. This is a really good networking experience for us, as well as a way to get our dogs seen and potentially adopted. We are a facility-based rescue out in Little Rock. We're a registered nonprofit, and we are licensed with LA County. Website, Facebook, and Instagram is all Community Effort Animal Rescue. We are currently fundraising for vet bills or different projects we do throughout the year. Right now we're doing one to put some more lights at the rescue. Maintenance proposals and donations don't often do as well. People will donate a lot when it's like a hurt animal or whatever, which we are so thankful for. But when we want to just do basic maintenance around the property, it's not as big of a draw. But if we were to get more lights out there at night, we have a lot of volunteers who work during the day but are available to come out. So it just means our dogs get more time out of their kennel, more interaction, more time spent with them. So it works out better for everybody.
The event had something for everyone in attendance. There was music, food trucks, and a bounce house area, making the annual tradition even more lively. L28 had the chance to chat with some of the owners at the event as they tell viewers more about their four-legged friends and share some special words. Let's head to Bark at the Park.
Just wanted to come out here, support, bring our dog. She likes interacting with other dogs so far, so yeah, we're just getting outside and visiting around other vendors. She is honestly one of the sweetest dogs ever. Like anyone that she ever interacts with, it's always her wanting to jump and be all cuddled up next to them. And they just can't get enough of her, honestly.
Decided to come and check it out. We have our own little baby, so we wanted to bring him along, kind of get him acquainted with like the other dogs and just see what the Bark at the Park is all about.
Yeah, we're looking to possibly adopting a dog, and he needs a partner, so a friend or a brother or sister. So we're just trying to see if we can make any good matches here and see if we can find something.
He's the man of the house. I mean, he's a Chihuahua. He's small and tiny, but he has a big dog personality for sure. Yeah, but he's very loving, very sweet, and we just love him, and he loves us. So
Yeah, everything she said, exactly. Sometimes Chihuahuas get a bad rap because they're very outwardly and very outspoken, but they're very loving.
I was honestly driving by to go to work earlier, and I saw all the tents and stuff, and I was like, wow. So we looked it up and saw it was a Bark at the Park, and so we have 2 dogs and decided, let's just bring them. They are like babies. We have to wipe their butts after each walk. We have to wipe their wrinkles, wipe their noses. They are definitely like children.
Definitely little babies.
Cool. We come every year, so it's perfect for the dogs to come around, meet together, do a meet and greet. Have different breeds out here, show exactly what other dogs have. This is Penny. He's a blue fawn merle. He's crazy as hell. That's what I'll say. Yeah. So that's pretty much it about Penny. He's crazy.
Yeah. And this is Fly here. She's about 2 years. She's a fawn actually, and she's a micro. So epoxy, that's our company. We specialize in epoxy flooring, countertops, garage floors, slick systems, metallics, anything you name it, we can do it for sure.
Thank you to our L28 viewers for following along as we took a look at this year's annual Bark at the Park tradition. And thank you to Oki, who is closing out the package with me. Oki, do you have anything to say to our viewers or our friends back in the studio?
Here we go. Basket number 62. Basket number 62.
I love it. Thank you guys for tuning in.
If you and your four-legged companion would like to attend next year's Bark at the Park, be sure to scan the QR code shown on screen.
Angel, I love the annual Bark at the Park event. It's the perfect opportunity to bring out your furry friends and family as well, and just have a great time.
I agree. Jacobo and I, we saw so many cute dogs. There was really cute little Dalmatian, really big Great Dane. There was teeny tiny little teacup and mini breeds. Arguably my favorite dog, and I'm so sorry to Hokey. He appears in my outro. I was saying Oki, I was saying Oakley. It's Hokey. Hokey, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm glad you took the time to do a little correction there, and overall, it was just an awesome event. So I can't wait to see how this event continues to grow and improve year after year.
Don't go anywhere. When we return from the break, we'll be covering this year's Tour de Luke as riders trekked from the Lancaster Boulevard location all the way to the Brew Pub's Palmdale location and back, and the return of Antelope Valley Walls, which welcomed local and international artists to add to the region's art scene with 5 new murals.
Welcome back to L28 News. Up next, Lucky Luke celebrates their 4th annual Tour de Luke event, providing participants with a morning full of cycling, great vibes, and community spirit. Afterwards, a recap of the Antelope Valley Walls event, which invited renowned artists to beautify our city with 5 new public murals. On October 5th, Lucky Luke kicked off the fall season with the inspiring and highly anticipated 4th annual Tour de Luke. Led by the dynamic owners Samantha and Brian Schmitz, the event attracted local riders of all skill levels. Cyclists began arriving as early as 7 a.m. to register, receive wristbands, and gather instructions for the day ahead. The festive atmosphere was palpable as guests were greeted with decorations and a heartfelt thank you sign, showcasing sponsors like Pure Oasis, Kaiser Permanente, AVTA, and Representative Mike Garcia. As riders of all ages donned vibrant gear, from helmets to high-tech tracking devices, they gathered at Lucky Luke with anticipation. L28 News had the pleasure of speaking with co-owner Sam Schmitz, whose infectious enthusiasm set the tone for the day.
yes.
So it is a 14.1 mile bike ride. We start here on the boulevard at the Lancaster Lucky Luke. We ride down to Sierra Highway and go all the way down to Avenue O, where we stop off at the Palmdale Lucky Luke. So there, everybody takes a break, they hydrate, they kind of hang out for a minute. We've got music playing. We wait for all of the riders to come, and then we take off and we come back again. I would like them to know to save the date for next year. If you've never been to this event, you got to come check it out. I have a ton of people whose like family come and they just hang out. To see this many people on the boulevard, I mean, typically we have 200 riders, and just to have everybody here, have the high energy, it's a really great time. So even if you come just for that and the food, you'll still have a good time.
Before the race, L28 interviewed several cyclists who graciously shared their excitement and readiness for the day ahead.
No, this is our first time out here, Tour de Luke. We've seen it, flyers for it in the past, but decided we'll give it a shot this time. Looks like a lot of fun.
I love riding the bike, but I know he's looking forward to the food after, so.
Yeah, just get out there and spin. We love it. We go to the beach, we ride all over the place, yeah.
We are here to support the community for the Resurrection Cycle, and we like to ride with friends, and so that's why we're here. It's a beautiful day.
It's all about community, getting out there in this beautiful Antelope Valley morning, and being with our friends and making new friends and sharing our love for cycling.
I'm just here to support Resurrection Cycles as well. Antelope Valley, I started cycling in Antelope Valley, and it's a great place to ride, so it's a good way to show different parts of the valley.
We look forward to the ride every year. It's a highlight of our fall season.
I am riding for Lucky Luke's beer. Anyone, the blonde is the best, but I'm riding for the beer.
I'm riding for the fun and exercise. It's a nice day, and hope it doesn't get too hot.
Just come on out. Yeah, it's pretty much fun.
You just exercise, but you really don't realize you're exercising when you're riding bike. For me, I don't realize I'm exercising.
I'd like to give a shout out to all the stroke patients. I am a stroke survivor. My husband is a cancer survivor. Doug is a heart survivor, 3 heart attacks and a stroke. You can do it. You can get out here. You can have fun. Tour de Luke is a great place to start. And if you need motivation, there's beer at the end.
Before the riders took off, Sam delivered a heartfelt speech inspiring the crowd before passing the mic to Ken from Resurrection Cycles, the nonprofit benefiting from the event. Then they were off. Cyclists embarked on a 14-mile journey from Lancaster to Palmdale and back, escorted all the way by local sheriffs at key intersections. The Lacaille's bicycle team and Squeaky Wheel were on hand to give road support to those in need. As participants reached the halfway point in Palmdale, friends and families gathered to socialize and take a short break. Co-owner Brian Schmitz shared how the tour was going and how special this event is for the community.
Well, you know, I think we've got some traction with a lot of the local enthusiasts, a lot of the cycling clubs, and a lot of people are really starting to get into it. LA County Sheriff's doing a great job on traffic control. We really appreciate them doing that. Appreciate both City of Lancaster, City of Palmdale for putting all this work into it. Appreciate the Lacaille's. They've done great in helping us make sure we keep the groups together, make sure everyone's riding safe. All of our sponsors today, I don't have a list in front of me, but thank you everybody. I really appreciate everything you've done for us, and we'll keep doing this every year. We want everyone to join us.
After some flat tire repairs from the kind and helpful Ken from Resurrection Cycles, the cyclists were back on the path to complete the last leg of the tour. Upon returning to Lucky Luke, cyclists were met with cheers and refreshments celebrating their accomplishment. L28 News caught up with participants, including newcomers to the city, who enthusiastically shared their experiences.
Resurrection Bikes, I think they're doing a great job, rebuilding bikes and giving to the community. I wanted to participate and be part of that too. Just keep your pace, just do it for fun. It's not a competition, you just and love the outside. City of Lancaster, keep going, we're doing great.
Oh, it's a fellowship with all the other cyclists, and the fact that we're doing this for other people that they can ride also. I look forward to doing this again.
So is this your guys' first time at the Tour de Luke?
Yeah, we actually just moved to Lancaster a couple of months ago, so it's our first time doing something with the community. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure this is one of many, but I love the joining of everybody. It makes it, it's your home, so you kind of want to hang out with everybody, in your neighborhood. So it's good.
I think it's good for all levels of biking. I know there's people who have more professional bikes, but I think whatever level you're at, you'll have fun.
To stay updated on all things Lucky Luke, including the next Tour de Luke, follow them on Instagram at Lucky Luke Brew Pub.
This year's Antelope Valley Walls event brought a stunning array of new murals to Lancaster, continuing its legacy of transforming the area into a vibrant canvas of public art. As part of the global Worldwide Walls initiative, the event drew both local and international artists, each contributing a unique perspective through their large-scale works. Held in partnership with the Lancaster Museum of Art and History and Think Space projects, the week-long event from September 8th through the 16th aimed to inspire and engage the community with over 15 murals scattered across the region. The Antelope Valley Walls event, which began as Powwow Antelope Valley, aims to enrich the cultural landscape of the community by showcasing stunning public art. For this year's event, murals were spread across various community hubs, including the Lancaster City Library, Terra Bonita Park, the Lancaster Community Center, and Lancaster Boulevard. Murals ranged from vibrant surrealist designs to culturally rich portraits, each telling a unique story. Among the artists featured in this year's lineup were several who spoke with L28 News to discuss their inspiration and motivation behind their murals, their creative processes, and what they hope the public takes from their work. One such artist is Brandon Singleton, who painted his mural at the Lancaster City Library. Singleton's work is vivid and expressive, combining vibrant colors with surreal visuals. His compositions provide a unique interpretation of the world, utilizing the dualities of darkness and light and chaos and order. Singleton shared with L28 viewers the inspiration behind his public mural, what his favorite part of the process was, and much more. Let's check it out.
So the idea was I was incorporating the trees that are directly in front of the wall because I couldn't do anything about them, so I just leaned into it. And so they're the center point of where each of the colors of waves is coming from, and then the plants are growing from there as well. So when you step all the way back, it makes one full design with the environment as well. So I was inspired by the mission statement of the library about the idea of like trying to connect with the community and embrace everyone. The different waves are us trying to reach out from our own individual communities. I'm having the most fun now when I'm starting to do all the tone and like I'm getting through the line work. Line work's pretty difficult, but when I start doing highlights and start doing the washes with the tone and stuff like that, it's a blast to work on. blsingleton.com or blsingleton on at Instagram, but yeah, I'm on every platform.
L28 News then took a visit to the Lancaster Community Center to speak with Daniel Toledo, also known as Mr. Toledo. Toledo finds inspiration from his family, the human experience, and his Mexican heritage. During his interview, Toledo provided insight into his own process and inspiration and how he hopes his work will interact with the community. His message to emerging artists was simple: stay connected to what inspires you and your art will speak for itself. Let's head to the LCC and hear what he had to say.
So when I got the community center, I was like, all right, I have to do something that is inspired by the community center. And I wanted to do something that showed it like different ethnicities and like the activities that go on here at the community center. So like there's games, music, doing art, and cooking, just some of the things, and of course bingo, because I've heard bingo was a favorite thing to do here. So first of all, the wall has to be prepped because you don't want to do all this work and then your painting starts falling apart. So I had someone come here buff the walls for us. Then the first night I projected my line work. So I just got a spray paint, sketched it on real quick. Since the wall was pretty big, I had to do it in sections. The next day I just started painting. Start blocking colors in and start rendering. And I was saving this part for last, just the background and the touch-ups and cleanups. And just, this is all on acrylic house paint. So I have an Instagram, Mr_Toledo, and there's MrToledo.com. I just want people just to, be inspired to do art and paint, not to be scared, to try it out. Going big may look scary and tough, but it's pretty easy.
Graciela da Silva, or Animalito Land, is an Argentinian artist who graduated as a graphic designer from the University of Buenos Aires, specializing in character design for commercial and artistic projects. In 2014, she quit her full-time job as an art director to pursue being a full-time artist. Graciela, whose mural now adorns Terra Bonita Park, shared her love for character design and how her fantastical creatures are extensions of her emotions. Silva explained how her nomadic lifestyle and constant travel play a significant role in shaping her art. During her conversation with L28, she expressed her desire for viewers to connect with her mural, provided insight into her creative process, and more. From Terra Bonita Park, here's Graciela de Silva.
In this case, I was inspired by, there's an ancient story about the grandpa tells the kid that there are two wolves fighting inside of us, and the kid asks who is going to win. So like one is the darkness and the other one is the light, and the grandpa says, whoever you feed will win. So that's like the story, right? So like you gotta feed the light, the positive thinking. But I like to turn this a little bit around and say like, we gotta hold both, because it's not like just trying to beat the negative thoughts and only be happy all the time. That is not real. So I like to find a balance in the middle. For me, drawing is the way of processing emotions. The first stage, is just like getting the design in the wall, so making the lines, making sure all the proportions are right. And that is the most boring part because it's very technical. And then once all the lines are in place, I just fill the big chunks of colors, But then, which is the stage I'm right now, is the fun part, which is like, okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of light over here and a little bit of shadow here, adding, some magic here and there, something that I'm inspired in the moment. I like to have a little bit of both, like all the planning and then some improvisation. You know how people sometimes they focus on like the technique or like, does this look good, does this not look good? And then I really don't care about those things as much as like when I get clarity about what something means, if it did good for me, I think it might do good for someone else.
Finally, Ken Fluellen, whose mural is located on the west end of Lancaster Boulevard, talked about how his anti-portraits challenge conventional ideas of identity. Rather than focusing on facial features, Fluellen's art captures personal histories through gestures and objects, highlighting cultural intersections. In his interview with L28, he shared the most fulfilling part of his process is being able to integrate subjects and genres that he's passionate about and producing art that he would like to see in the world. Fluellen also dives deeper into the inspiration behind his mural, his own creative process, and how he hopes his work will influence viewers. Let's hear what he had to say.
I know Lancaster having its history with aviation and this whole thing, and I thought it would be cool to have something where it's you have this person that's similar to the other people in the community out looking onto this landscape, desert landscape of two moons sort of rising above the sunset. Thought it'd be kind of a cool visual for everybody coming into the boulevard. This will be the first mural I do completely with spray paint. I normally work with brush and roller. When I got here, the texture of the wall was a little chunkier than I thought it would be, so it's it's time to break out some cans. I spent a lot of my career making artwork that I thought other people would want to see me make. Sort of artwork that I thought this is the sort of work that people want to buy. So I made this wall thinking dang, I can make something that I just really resonates with me and has that sort of, that sci-fi nerdy feel. And I want other people who see this and go dang, that's sick, do the same. Make something that you think could have that same sort of impact for yourself. So my Insta is Kendo Paints, that's Kendo Paints, or you can go to my website, kenfluellen.com.
The Antelope Valley Walls event continues to be a platform for artists to express their unique perspectives while enriching the local cultural fabric. For residents and visitors alike, the murals serve as lasting reminders of the power of public art to inspire, provoke, and connect. These murals were made possible by amazing sponsors: High Desert Medical Group, Race Communications, the Boulevard Association, Kaiser Permanente, Lucky Luke Brewing, and Destination Lancaster. Their dedication to making the community a more beautiful place is greatly appreciated. For more information about both this year's and past Antelope Valley Walls events, scan the QR on your screen. When we return from the break, L28 will be heading to the LCC's Starry Night Soiree, which returned for its second year as the center was transformed into a glamorous gala that encouraged visitors to enjoy all of the amenities, along with Rocket Fizz, a recently opened establishment on Lancaster Boulevard, complete with trinkets, candies, sodas, chips, and more.
Thank you for tuning in to L28 News. Next, the team will be taking a visit to the Lancaster Community Center to celebrate their second annual Starry Night Soiree, spearheaded by Arlie Guevara, complete with games, food, and more. And a stop by Lancaster Boulevard's Rocket Fizz, a recently opened establishment that offers a variety of sweet treats, trinkets, and great finds. The Lancaster Community Center hosted its second annual Starry Night Soiree, affectionately named the Cards and Charm Soiree, transforming the space into a dazzling gala designed to cater to an older audience while ensuring fun for everyone. Attendees were greeted by a warm and inviting atmosphere as the main lobby was filled with delicious aromas. Guests were served a delectable spread, including spaghetti, chicken penne pasta, and more, ensuring they had the energy to enjoy the evening. A dessert bar featuring cupcakes, cake pops, and other sweet treats provided the perfect complement to the savory meal. One of the event's standout features was the childcare room, which allowed parents to enjoy the night with peace of mind, knowing their little ones were in the hands of the knowledgeable LCC staff. This thoughtful addition enabled adults to fully engage in the night's activities. Let's take a moment to hear from Arlie Guevara, one of the center's recreation program leaders, who spearheaded the planning and organization of this year's soiree.
So at the soiree tonight, we do have, actually you can see behind me, we have a little poker table going on. It's been betting, it's been a lot of fun. And we have darts right behind us as well as roulette. And in the other rooms, we have a photo booth room with a 360 photo booth, as well as like a scrapbooking room. And there's a bunch of like yummy food in the NPR. I'm waiting to go eat some, so I'm really excited to go see that. We also have Cards Against Humanity and Loteria in here as well. And a bunch of like old arcade games in the game room, as well as the Nintendo Switch playing Mario Kart. I think it's very important to have community-based events, especially like here we also offer childcare, so it's very important to have a safe space for kids to come and you know, you can trust that they're being taken care of while you're having a cute little date night out. You're all dressed up and having fun with your significant other. And also having a chance to win like a pretty cool raffle basket. We're giving away 2 free Field of Draft tickets. It's a really fun thing to do, to plan events, to bring the community together, to have that safe space and like that fun space to enjoy something for free. So come out to the Lancaster Community Center.
Throughout the soiree, various rooms offered something for everyone. A poker, dart, and card game room proved to be a major attraction, with a full house at the poker table and lively games of darts and Cards Against Humanity keeping guests entertained. The LCC's game room was also a hit, offering a mix of classic games and new additions that kept attendees engaged. Guests looking to capture memories of the evening were treated to a 360 photo space and a scrapbook room where they could create personalized keepsakes to commemorate the evening. The night concluded with a highly anticipated raffle, where winners walked away with fantastic prizes, including tickets to the upcoming Field of Drafts, Stanley mugs, fall-scented candles, and cozy blankets. The event's fun and festive atmosphere left guests eagerly looking forward to next year's celebration. To stay up to date with all things the Lancaster Community Center offers throughout the year, feel free to scan the QR code shown on screen.
You know, Ryan, the second annual Starry Night Soiree was a huge success. It had a great turnout, and I feel like it was even bigger than last year's. And the raffle baskets this year, fall-themed, and had a lot of variety.
I mean, I would have been happy to win either of those gifts. It was really thoughtful. They're always going the extra mile for guests and residents. And I mean, all of this fun, entertainment, amenities, food, raffle prizes, all for free. I mean, you can't beat that.
I agree. So huge shout out to the LCC for always hosting great community events. We here at L28 look forward to attending and seeing you at the next one. Rocket Fizz, the newest addition to Lancaster Boulevard, is quickly becoming a local favorite for its nostalgic atmosphere and vast selection of over 2,000 types of candy and 500 soda flavors. Offering everything from classic childhood treats to quirky international sweets, this vibrant shop provides a unique and fun experience for all ages. With extended weekend hours and an array of gag gifts and retro toys, Rocket Fizz is a must-visit destination that adds a sweet and whimsical touch to the community. Now let's head over to the Boulevard, where our correspondent Jacobo Garrido is standing by with the full scoop on this sweet new addition.
What's going on, Lancaster? This is Jacobo Garrido reporting for L28 News, and right now I'm at the newest establishment along the boulevard, and that is Rocket Fizz, where they have over 1,000 different sodas and candies to choose from all over the world. So follow along with me and let's see what this new establishment has to offer. Rocket Fizz, the newest addition to Lancaster Boulevard, is rapidly becoming a beloved spot for both locals and visitors thanks to its unique atmosphere that transports customers back to their childhood. During a recent visit to this nostalgic soda pop and candy shop, I was amazed by the extensive selection of treats sure to satisfy any sweet tooth, making it the perfect destination and a must-see stop in the area. Packed with over 2,000 types of candies and more than 500 soda flavors, Rocket Fizz takes customers on a trip down memory lane with its vast selection of nostalgic and hard-to-find sweets. From classic candies you grew up with to international brands that are difficult to find in the US, Rocket Fizz provides its customers with a unique and fun shopping experience for all ages. Whether you're looking for saltwater taffy, chocolates, or quirky soda flavors like bacon and chocolate or birthday cake, there's something for everyone in this one-stop candy haven. In addition to its expansive candy and soda offerings, Rocket Fizz features gag gifts, toys, and retro trinkets, making it an ideal spot to find gifts or just add a bit of whimsy to your day. The shop's vibrant atmosphere and colorful displays make it a lively place to visit with kids or simply indulge in some candy-fueled nostalgia. During my visit to the Boulevard's sweetest establishment, I had the chance to speak with Kapil, the co-owner of the Boulevard's Rocket Fizz location. He shared insights about their recent move from their previous location on 10th Street West and Avenue K, as well as talking about some of his favorite drinks and snacks offered at the shop.
We are moved from 10th West to here Lancaster, 731 West Lancaster Boulevard, and we are the biggest store in the Antelope Valley. We have a saltwater taffy is very popular in the Rocket Fizz. We have more than 100 type of flavors in saltwater taffy. Yes, please, Lancaster community. I love to Lancaster community, and I live here a long time, and I spend time with the Lancaster.
Rocket Fizz is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. during the week and stays open until 10 p.m. on weekends, giving customers plenty of time to explore its vast array of sweet treats. Whether you're a longtime candy lover or just curious to sample some new flavors, Rocket Fizz promises a fun, family-friendly experience that adds a sweet touch to the Lancaster Boulevard. Alright guys, that was everything from me here at Rocket Fizz, the newest establishment along the boulevard, and they have everything to satisfy your sweet tooth. I already got my bag of taffy. It's time to go home and give these a try. This has been Jacobo Garrido reporting for L28 News, and we'll throw it back to you guys there in the studio.
Thank you, Jacobo, for that awesome segment.
Angel, I'm glad that we have Rocket Fizz on the Boulevard now. I think it's the perfect way to end a date on the Boulevard or even a night out on the Boulevard. After dinner, you can stop in there, check out all their fun treats and specialty drinks and just odd flavors that you couldn't find anywhere else. It's just really fun to browse.
I agree. It's a huge selection, over 2,000 types of candy. I couldn't even name maybe 10 off the top of my head.
Right.
The gag gifts are super fun. I got tricked by one. It was really scary, very shocking, but also very fun. It kind of like lets you know, hey, if I ever want to trick one of my friends, do a little prank,
right?
Hint, hint, wink, wink, L28 members, you don't want to gift from me if I go to Rocket Fizz.
But I'm glad you bring up gifts, right? Because it's the perfect place to gift something for yourself, friends, family. It's a great spot to find something new, quirky that, you can't find anywhere else.
So glad you could join us today. When we come back from the commercial break, today's episode will conclude with a visit to Lancaster Boulevard as the Wildside Band takes the stage during the Toyota Summer Concert Series, and L28 Sports, which brings viewers a recap of the Friday night matchup between Lancaster Baptist and Calvary Chapel.
Congratulations on joining L28's Watch Till the End Club. Up next, the conclusion of the Toyota Summer Concert Series as the Wildside Band takes center stage on Lancaster Boulevard. Afterwards, an intense showdown between Lancaster Baptist and Calvary Chapel. The Lancaster Summer Concert Series, presented by Toyota of Lancaster, concluded with an electrifying performance by Wildside on September 12th. Known for their energetic renditions of classic 80s rock anthems, Wildside thrilled the audience with a night filled with nostalgia and high-energy covers of iconic hits. The band's charismatic stage presence and faithful tributes to rock legends had the crowd singing, dancing, and reminiscing throughout the night. The concert took place on the bandstand stage just outside Don Sal's Cocina and Cantina as part of the city's weekly summer series, which brought live music to the heart of Lancaster each Thursday. Families and music enthusiasts gathered with lawn chairs, creating a vibrant communal atmosphere that embodied the spirit of summer in the city. From the energy of Wildside to the local food offerings at the nearby Boulevard Market, the event provided an ideal blend of entertainment and community engagement. The summer concert series, which ran from June through September, featured a diverse lineup of local bands and genres, catering to a broad audience. Every week, the event drew residents and visitors alike, offering a sense of connection and celebration. Reflecting on this year's series, it's clear the concerts provided more than just entertainment. They fostered a sense of unity and community pride. Events like this allow Lancaster to showcase its cultural vibrancy while offering residents a chance to enjoy quality performances in a relaxed, accessible setting. As residents eagerly await the next lineup of talented performers, the 2025 series is set to build on the energy and excitement that made this year's concerts such a memorable experience for all who attended.
In an electrifying season opener brought to you by L28 Sports live coverage, Lancaster Baptist delivered a commanding 62-12 victory over Calvary Chapel, thrilling the home crowd and setting the tone for a promising season. The Eagles, led by standout performances, showcased their dominance on both sides of the ball, leaving fans buzzing with excitement and hopeful for a deep playoff run. The game's turning point came early as Lancaster Baptist's Marcos de Palarosa set the pace with 103 total yards and a touchdown, while his brother Tiago de Palarosa notched a career high in rushing yards. Quarterback Ethan Cox also shined, scoring 2 touchdowns and keeping Calvary Chapel's defense on its heels. The Eagles' offensive line was relentless, winning the battle in the trenches and opening up key running lanes that allowed Lancaster Baptist to control the game. While Calvary Chapel's Joshua Lanier gave a valiant effort with 85 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, 1 passing, 1 rushing, his brilliance wasn't enough to overcome the Eagles' dominance. Lanier's impressive 65-yard run was a highlight for the Eagles, but Lancaster Baptist's defense kept the pressure on, forcing turnovers and stalling Calvary Chapel's drives. Lancaster Baptist looks poised to be a major playoff contender this season. After the game, we caught up with head coach of the Eagles, John Alvarez, who spoke more about his team's early success and his hopes for the season ahead.
How do you make sure that your boys continue to press in and they don't let up?
Well, we got to understand that it's a long season. So if we start to go backwards, that could have long-term effects. So it's really just next play, next man up, keep playing hard, and let's all move forward together.
Lots of great special team plays. Is that something that you guys practice throughout the week?
Absolutely. Wednesday is our dedicated special teams practice. And so we watched film, of course, and noticed that there were some gaps that we could fill and get into the punter. And we were able to do it twice tonight.
You have some really standout players that we're going to interview soon. We have Ethan Cox, Marcos de la Rosa. We have so many more lined up. But there's one player that's a leader on and off the field that gets to come back in, Samuel Flores, in a few weeks. What do you think is going to be elevated once he jumps back in?
I think the spirit of the team. I mean, they rally behind Sammy. We love Sammy. We had him last year. Hard runner, great spirit on the team. Once he gets healthy, we're gonna use him to help us win.
I want to congratulate you, but I also want to highlight that in the locker room, Sammy was full go. He kept raising his hand every time a coach asked, who knows this play, who knows this drill? Even though he knew he couldn't play, he just has the heart of the athlete. So congratulations on a great game, and also congratulations on having a great team.
Thank you.
Our L28 sports team also got to speak to key standout players such as Marcos de Palarosa and transfer standout Ethan Cox on the night's performance.
It's a great game that you had. As we said earlier, we really said that when you come on the field, you just switch. Your eyes switched, your demeanor switched, and you were in. You played great on both sides of the ball. What type of athlete do you like to describe yourself as?
I like to say I'm a hard-working athlete, and I do take break days most of the time, but not most of the time. I'm always working. I think the thing that contributes most is that I feel like I'm always in a happy spirit, and it's really what you bring to work. If you're happy at work, then you're always gonna perform well.
We saw that you had a conversation with the opposing side coaches. Can you pull us into that conversation and what the end result was?
Yeah, it's because I got a little hot on the sideline when number 8 was thrown out, and I had the towel and I threw it at him. It was a little disrespectful, and I said some disrespectful things, and I just went up to apologize to him after the game, and I think we're cool now.
Like we said, you're a great man on and off the field. You turn it on when you're on the field, but you know when it's time to apologize. Commend you on that. Looking forward to a great season. Congratulations. Ethan Cox, a great game. We really just want to pull you back into that play where you were able to just ride it all the way in. What did that feel like to close out the first half that way?
Oh, the pick six? Yes. That was good, you know. I caught the ball and I turned up and I saw there was nobody on the left side and I saw I had a few blockers, so I took it and my teammates got some good blocks and made a way for me.
As we learned earlier that you're still a little fresh to this team and you're able to really have a strong presence. So what has that transition been like for you?
Yeah, so I moved here last year from Florida and it's been a really clean transition. You know, they kind of welcomed me and last year was the first year and this year we just kind of built off that momentum, you know, losing in the playoffs. And it's just been really good. You know, we just have a pretty good bond on the team.
And rounding out the evening sports coverage, our news correspondent Tiffany Glover interviewed L28's player of the game, Austin Yarbrough, who spoke about his MVP performance and his hopes for the 2024 season ahead.
What mentality do you have coming into games?
I just want to be the best player on the field, you know. We've had a lot of players get injured, you know, a lot of starters, both of our really good running backs. And, you know, me and Ethan Cox, the captains, you know, we told each other that we really got to step up and, you know, play to a higher level and meet a standard and, you know, be the best players on the field. So that's what just kept going through my head.
Your principal shared that when he asked you at lunch, what do you want to be highlighted about you during the game? You said Hutchinson. And yes. I have a little fun fact. I'm good friends with Hutchinson's sister. So do you have any friendly words that you want to share?
Yes, of course. You know, Aiden Hutchinson, I've been watching you since you played at Michigan. You know, I'm a huge Michigan fan, and you know, I've really tried to play like you. And you know, I love everything about him. His eye black, you know, that really stood out to me. You know, I just love watching him. Yeah, so yeah, just keep up the good work, and you know, I'm just gonna keep looking up to you. So thank you.
Aiden's sister competed in Miss USA with me, and there's a little fact that you'll have more guys competing in the Super Bowl than you would girls competing at Miss USA. So in the future, do you see Super Bowl happening for you?
There's always a possibility for everything. You know, if it be the Lord's will for me to, you know, play football past high school, then you know, I'll gladly do that. And you know, if be His will to go to NFL and have a Super Bowl, then you know, follow His will. So, yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Great game. Looking forward to a great season.
Yes, ma'am. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned to L28 Sports for continued live coverage as the Eagles push for playoff victory this season.
Angel, what an exciting showdown between Lancaster Baptist and Calvary Chapel. It really was an impressive game. I mean, look at that score, 62-12, and I think we're seeing such a disparity there because it's a fast-paced, 8-man football game, high-scoring situation. But regardless, huge shout-out to Lancaster Baptist for that dominant performance.
I agree. Congrats on winning your season opener, and a huge congratulations to Austin Yarbrough for being named Player of the Game. What a great title to have this early in the season. Thank you to our L28 Sports supporters. You play a huge role in helping these local student athletes shine. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in to the City of Lancaster's news. I'm Angel Stephenson.
I'm Ryan Mitchell, and this has been
L28 News.